Greetings, friends. My name is Jim Orbe, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today is Thursday of the first week of the Advent season, and our gospel reading for today is taken from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verses 21, 24 to 27. So let me share with you the gospel reading for today. So, a reading from the Gospel of Matthew. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house upon the rock. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Friends, the gospel of the Lord. So, how does your life reflect obedience to the will of God beyond whole acknowledgement of Jesus, beyond verbal acknowledgement of Jesus as Lord? We hear that in the gospel reading for today. Jesus said that not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. So this verse warns against a shallow or superficial faith, merely acknowledging Jesus as Lord without aligning one's life with God's will is insufficient. It's not enough for entering the kingdom. And Jesus emphasizes obedience and transformed life as essential markers of genuine discipleship. And in verses 24 to 27, Jesus continues with the parable of the wise and foolish builders. Again, to repeat, he says, therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who builds his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall, because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. Friends, this parable illustrates the importance of not only hearing Jesus' teachings, but also acting on them. The rock symbolizes a life founded on obedience to Christ, so providing stability and endurance amid life's trials. In contrast, the sand represents a life without a commitment to Jesus, which ultimately collapses under pressure. So we can see here that there's such thing as authentic faith. True discipleship requires more than words. It demands action that aligns with God's will. And we learn that obedience to the will of God as a foundation. Living according to Jesus' teachings ensures resilience and spiritual security. And we are reminded, especially in this Advent season, that there is Judgment Day, and we are be accountable with our actions. There will be a time when the strength of one's faith and actions are tested, revealing whether one's life is built on the firm foundation of Christ. So, what steps can you take to ensure that your faith is built on the solid foundation of Christ's teachings, especially during life's challenges? May the grace of God be upon you in this Advent season as you await for His coming. God bless you.